Be honest, did you really expect to be warning this song any other way? No, but at the same time, I didn't really expect to be warning this song in the first place. Weird how you just busted out on the fucking on Star Spangled Banner last game. By the way, are we warning song too? My heart is on this one, but keep in mind I just learned this one, and also it's like 5:01 in the morning, so. Woohoo. 3-2. I just threw that pick right into the fucking guitar hole. That is going to be a pain in the ass to get out. Just like this game was a pain in the ass to watch. The Bruins lost 3-2 to the freaking Ottawa Senators of all teams. And this game was the first. This game, Bruins losing this game means that for the first time all season, Bruins have lost 3 games in a row. We lost a game against the Capitals, which they're competing for a playoff spot. And they're competing for a playoff spot, and they've pretty much got their playoff spot. It's the Cap. I say that, and then they just lost 7-3 to Toronto earlier tonight against the Blues. And I mean, the Blues are pretty damn good this season. And then the Senators. Like, God damn Senators, dude. Freaking Grizzlies back in the lineup. There's no sign of Pasta, Lindholm, and Carlo, though. Well, I guess it's a good thing that after that after next game, which is against the who is it? The Penguins. The Bruins are able to get Fabian Lysell, and who knows? Maybe if Pasternak is still out, the Bruins slot him in on the second line. But then again, it's Bruce Cassidy. It's Bruce Cassidy, and as much as we like to think otherwise, we essentially got rid of Claude Julien to have Claude Julien. Like, think about it. They're both defensively minded coaches that emphasize that seem to have an emphasis on grit, and they both despise, and they both would rather cut off their left nut than let young guys play. But Pasternak, Lindholm, and Carlo aren't the only mainstays that are out of the lineup. Trent Frederick, after quite possibly the stretch of some of the worst hockey I've seen that dude play, Bruce Cassidy finally caved in and said, "Yeah, we're gonna bench you, dude." And yeah, he fucking deserved it. Trent Frederick has played really, really, really bad hockey, giving away the puck pretty much any chance he gets, like he's freaking cosplaying Clifton and Brown, or taking so many freaking penalties, dude. You don't need to be taking this many penalties. But because Frederick is out, the lineup is kind of screwed. And what is it? The Cassidy was asked, "Are we going to bring in Oscar Steen from Providence?" And he said, "No, we're gonna bring up Jesper Froden." In and oh boy, I was what is it? It was fun. Seeing young guys like Jesper Froden is fun because it's like, oh, I'd forgotten to watch Providence this year. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but apparently he's been doing a little bit better than Steen down in Providence. So that's why they brought Froden back up. But also tonight they decided to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the 72 Cup win, and goddamn, I feel like Johnny Busick wishes he was watching literally any other game tonight. Like in a game, on a night where where the Oilers put up 4 goals and shut out the Predators, in a on a night where the Penguins win 6-3 against a stingy as fuck Islanders team, we can't muster more than 2 goals against the Ottawa freaking Senators. Pathetic. Absolutely one of the most pathetic games. And like, what is it? I am on. I will. I had said earlier that game where we won 2-0 against Ottawa was one of the worst games of hockey the Bruins have played all season. Doesn't mean that it's not, but this is probably up there. But Bruins end up getting the Bruins throughout this game played really strong net front defense for some reason, somehow, but they would always just break down at the worst possible times. And that doesn't even answer the question of why is Ottawa getting 30 uninterrupted seconds in our zone. And I mean, Anton Forsberg, God bless his soul, he worked his ass off in this game to give Ottawa the dub. And you know what? He deserves all the praise that he's gonna get for tonight's game. But I mean, he wasn't completely flawless. Obviously, he led in 2 goals. With Foligno doing honestly some pretty nifty stick work, doing a bit of a spinorama to the side of the net, and then firing it, and Mark McLaughlin is there with his stick on the ice, and it deflects in 1-0 Bruins. And over the course of like 5 games, Mark McLaughlin now has as many goals as Tomáš Nosek has this year. Here. And yes, Nosek is one of those guys that you really only get because you like the fact that he's a defensive forward. He's not the level of Bergeron levels of defensive forward in the forward category, but like he's still a valuable part of the penalty kill. Well, but that also doesn't mean that we should be paying him as much as we do. But Bruins are up 1-0, and then almost immediately Ottawa takes a freaking hilarious too many men on the ice penalty, which the Bruins do as well. At some point. But the most important part is that the Bruins have this power play, and they don't do a goddamn thing with this. And the Bruins would go 0 for 5 on power play this game. They are 0 for their last 23 on power play. The last time this team scored on the power play was with 1 second left uh, in on Andrew Peake's penalty in the first of back-to-back games against Columbus in the third period. Meaning, what games have we played in that interim? We've played another game against Columbus. We've played apologies. I'm going to in that game since Columbus, we have played another game against Columbus, a game against Detroit, a game against Tampa, a game against against Washington, a game against St. Louis, and a game against Ottawa. We have gone 6 hours without a power play goal. Oh, and I swear to God, if Pastrnak is that valuable of a power play presence, then if this were a team where Pastrnak is the only source of power play scoring, then it would be understandable. He's not. This team cannot go into the playoffs with the amount of power play struggle that they've had. But Omar, God bless Linus Ullmark throwing his body out for the entire first period. Unfortunately, he had to be sidelined and pulled for an injury, and Swayman had to go the rest of the game. And I know that a lot of people are probably going to put the blame on Swayman, but I will present my rebuttal in a little bit. But first, we have to celebrate the Hobbit. Got to celebrate the Hobbit. Jesper Froden, Frodo boy, finally breaks the ice. He's keeping his stick on the ice. As Matt Grzelcyk fires from the bumper. It bounces off Froden's stick and right over the shoulder of Anton Forsberg. Jesper Froden finally has his first NHL point. And that pretty much takes us to the end of the first period. And then less than a minute in Ottawa gets a pretty soft one. And Charlie McAvoy and Brady Tkachuk are battling it out over a puck. Are racing for a puck, and McAvoy goes down pretty hard into the boards, and he can't get up. It's essentially a 5-on-4, and Brady Tkachuk just takes the puck and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna fire shorts. I'm gonna fire short side," and that ends up working 2-1 and 2-1 Bruins. But let's just hope that McAvoy isn't hurt, and thankfully he comes back later in this game and he's fine. But also, fucking Mike Riley, keep your stick on the ice, on the freaking ice challenge. I need to. This is another thing that I need to look up. How many freaking high sticking penalties has specifically Mike Riley taken in this season? Not this season, freaking in the past few games. So in the past 4 games, so dating back to the Tampa game, the Bruins, Mike Riley in particular has had 3 high sticking penalties. Freaking just keep your stick on the ice. How hard is that? How hard is that to do? Just keep your stick on the ice. It's pretty much your freaking job. And then right afterwards, Bergeron goes to the box for hooking. So great. We're now on a 5-on-3 for a minute 53. and we're down our best penalty killer. And almost immediately, not long afterwards, Josh Norris gets a pretty damn good shot right through traffic from the face-off from the circles. It's 2-2. Not like this, guys. And then Tim Stützle decides, yeah, we're gonna win. Yeah, I'm gonna win a net front struggle. Oh, it's guys. And thanks to Drake Batherson just putting the puck right on his stick, freaking just puts it in past Swayman, who's freaking confused and all this shit, because what the hell is net front defense? You're just gonna let Tim Stützle just plant himself there. No one, everyone around him, but we're all like having a freaking mixer. No. This team's defensive identity is so irritating. Like, we're gonna play hard-nosed defense, but only when we're not around the net. And then after that, the entire team just gives up. It's like, oh great, we got another power play. Too bad we don't do shit with it. Marchand is getting freaking pissed over an obvious freaking tripping penalty that trip that he committed on Connor Brown. Freaking get over yourself, Marchand. You're okay. One, you have the reputation you have for a reason. And so the refs are obviously not going to listen to you too often, and on that one. And second of all, anyone with eyes could have seen that was a trip. But I mean, at least Ottawa didn't score on it, and neither team would score for the rest of the game. So it was really just freaking last 25 minutes or last freaking half hour of the game is just freaking look at your phone and watch Twitter meltdown. Smith almost ties the game, but he gets tripped on a shot that he could have had easily, and Bruins go to the power play. I almost would have wished that Smith just taken the shot, but no, the Bruins power play. Remember February, guys? Do you guys remember February? We had a fantastic power play in February, but now we're just like, who gives a shit? And look at that, we do nothing on the power play again. And then almost immediately after that power play ends, and the puck ends up on Anton Forsberg stick, and he clears it all the way up to Connor Brown, who's past the midline with freaking. I've said numerous times that like players have the entire rink to themselves. This time, I genuinely mean it. No one was in front of Connor Brown. He just had full real estate of the Bruins side of the ice, and thank God Swayman saved it. Bruins end up getting yet another power play. Oh, great! We're now over 5 on this game. And the worst part is that Swayman has to be good on the power play. When your freaking goalie has to be good at doing his job on the power play, while you are on the power play, it means you're doing power plays wrong. It means that you are allowing them into your side of the ice, and that's not what and that's not what's supposed to happen. And also the Bruins get a 2-minute man on the ice penalty for the second time in the goddamn game. Bruins pull Swayman, nothing else happens. End the game. I know that injuries are piling up, but injured or not, we've had struggles on this team, whether it's just whether it's against teams that are in the playoffs or not. The Detroit game was the Detroit game was the the Detroit game was the one that like grazed our ear and set and it hurt like a bitch, but it didn't kill us. This one was like a fucking this one was like a revolver to the head. You don't. How do you come back from this? Especially on the next 5-game stretch. Especially on this next stretch. You know what the Bruins have after this game? The Penguins, the Blues again, the Penguins again, and the Rangers, and then the Habs. You have you have 4 more games before your next softball opponent, and including 2 games against Sidney Crosby and Sidney Crosby, Brian Russ, Jake Gensel, and a shit ton of other insane freaking Evan Rodriguez putting in insane amounts of work this season. I love the kid, but you got a game against that. You got a game against the Blues team that just kicked your ass. Sorry, you get a Blues. You get a game against the Blues team that just kicked your ass for everyone to see. And you get a game against a Vezina against the front runner for the Vezina. Good luck. You're gonna freaking need it because the Bruins can't keep playing this way. They can't keep playing with so much. There is a difference between aggression and anger. The Bruins are playing with anger. They are mad at they are really freaking mad. And they needed to be aggressive, not angry. Because when you're angry, you get blinded by your own convictions, and that is how you make bad decisions. And when you play aggressively, it is keeping all of your convictions in mind. You are just taking them to like the next level. And honestly, I can't continue this game. That is it for Into the Den tonight. Everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Click subscribe, like. Down below is the GoFundMe for Jake Tebow's recovery and a family trying to flee shitty Texas, and also my TikTok. And I don't know, tell your friends to get some sleep because they deserve to sleep.